we have found a rhythm we'd like to tell you about real quick. She just did about a 30-minute video. This happened before the other one, and it was good. You must understand that you're looking at a very gifted essayist here. We're not speaking as the teachers. It is the accent that she heard for 2 years, is this accent. It sounds different, of course, because it's coming from another mouth, but yes, it is the same. And the refinements that we have experienced, of course, we feel are more than appropriate to pass on. So, it was about a 30-minute prayer, to be honest with you. Asking about us. Asking about we. Asking about this opportunity. And we could think of no better way of closing the night. And perhaps bringing to rest a few questions that people may have. You do know that the video that we did, it was sad. It was sad. That this sense that she had perceived what was around her as not what she wanted, and that she had never gotten truly gotten what she felt she so richly deserved, and it was so simple and little and easy, and everyone around her seemed to have it. And they were in argument with it. And they were hurting each other. It's very hard to understand. And she was given the gift, and she did the same thing with it. It was difficult, you know. And of course, there were other dichotomies. Oh, I'm a nurse, but I want to be a writer. I know I'm not ready. I know, but I want to be a writer. And then we would say that, dear, there's no either or. There are no punishments, and there are no either or. We could not also say, well, okay, there's going to come a day where we would suggest a whole bunch of days that are going to reveal everything, and it's going to be perfectly clear that you are getting everything you wanted, and the things that hurt and killed you, and the things that brought you back and then kill you again, and all of this stuff, all of these emotional ups and downs and blah 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 blah. Purposeful, on time, by request, not agreement. This is what healed her of the wounds that had long plagued her. The first being, of course, a parental thing, and realizing that this was on request on both parts. Ha! Watch the dominoes fall. How do you hold remorse or anger or the belief of betrayal when you understand that your actions on both parts, on all parts, are not only by agreement but also upon request? Well, you gotta bring that one down deep, and we would suggest there are some situations and some relationships where you must actually bring it into the molecular level to understand with completion and acceptance and allowance and understanding and release and the things that make everything go. And so this is why we say a relationship, it is a font of life. And this is why we are concerned sometimes with the scientific community's depth of ability to discover. It has true, you can tell, the level of refinement of a culture or institution or family unit or relationship, and how the female is regarded, spoken to, and treated. This is a marker of maturity. The higher the esteem, innate understanding, innate behavior that demonstrates understanding. And the word we use quite frequently, honor. Well then, because it is true that unless a female has had taken on certain biological imperatives to understand certain things, this is what you will find in the company of females. This is the stance, one of acceptance and allowance and compassion, coded as they are for motherhood, which brings up a highly, highly important point. Forever let it be dispelled that women who choose not to or cannot, for whatever biological reason, have a child, that they are of a lower class within womanhood. If anything, a woman who consciously or through situation or through biologic issue cannot bear children. This is often a marker for a woman who has been through many incarnations as mother, has done her turn, and perhaps is taking some time off. And if the pain is great, perhaps they come to that realization all on their own. But a belief in reincarnation is required, correct? We call it a belief, but it's very cute. Reincarnation is going to go on without you or with you. It doesn't matter what you believe in it. Just as with God, as we said to this one very early. It's curious, isn't it, that no matter who a person is, where they are, every single person on earth has a relationship with God. Now, it could be the relationship of estrangement. However, we would suggest that is a relationship, is it not? Someone who is an atheist is someone, an active one is someone who is perhaps finally at peace with an understanding of Creator that is far larger than what is currently available on the planet. We would submit. Many atheists are atheists simply for that reason. Nothing on the earth plane fits this. There are people who are really PO'd, and many of them are atheists. This implies a relationship, does it not? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, take it or leave it, bub. So one of the things that we were doing was watching the Also Speaks video, and it is very funny. And she was going, I want more. So we're gonna give her a little bit more. We're gonna see if we can turn on the lights too, but we doubt we're gonna do a light show today. We've been trying. It just doesn't seem to want to happen. That's okay. Maybe it's not time to be known for great works. Wah wah. No, it's more like I'm not really sure how to make this work. Just like with time bending. Oh, I gotta be doing this, do that, too. But I got all this work to do. So just time bend for me, guys. It doesn't quite work that way, dear. So, and we'd certainly not going to explain time bending on the video. So, no. We wouldn't even explain it, the mechanism, when we worked with her before. And it will take more maturity. Little bit, not much more, just a little bit. There's only a couple more things to cement. And then partly the mirror work that we were doing today is part of it. More comprehensive understanding of just stuff, and then it becomes easier. But yes, she has engaged in well, it's not unconscious. It's certainly conscious, but it's involuntary time bending. Yes, going to the sprouts, to the another vendor that took about 15 minutes, and then going to work, which took another 20, and then sitting down, which took 5. She laid it all on the video, or the whatever, the essay, and then boop. It shouldn't have happened, but she was able to do all of that and still get to work on time. Whatever, it's fun. And it looks really mysterious and like, oh, what did I do? Oh no, I don't want to be incontinent with that. Well, no worries. It will always be for your benefit and the benefit of others, so you can't use it to hurt. And if it's not helpful, well then, okay. Sometimes it's just fun, and fun is help. So anyway, she was very much enjoying it for the first time. Before, she kind of felt like she'd been played. She would hear the teachers talk about, how we'd put her in a class, or we'd put someone in front of her, or whatever. And she always felt played. But it's becoming more real that when we came prior, of course, we had to come as it within, or through, or with, in concert with another individual who was in agreement. And by request, that relationship was struck. Not just for this one's benefit, for many, many people attended that. And did we not say that there were those kind of little groups all over the earth? After the harmonic convergence, there was a general increase in esoteric knowledge and comfort with esoterics. She had been called a witch when she was in elementary school. And then she found another witch, but they had been witches. It was not good. They kept burning each other's hair. She finally decided it was time to just stop. They since reconciled. This was during a window. And so, yes, we would talk about the what happened in the bathroom. So there were many things that happened early with this one that may be helpful for you looking back on your life. However, you may have others who you know, or you may have read literature that this tickles your memory, remembering a story that you may have read, either fiction, or we can assure you there's much non-fiction esoterica which talks about walk-ins. Soul sharing, not so much. Not so much. And we would suggest that it is much more true than not. That it's possible to meet parts of yourself in that everyone is their own entity. Everyone has their own akash. Everyone has their own imprints. Everyone has their own path. Okay, that's just basic, because everyone has what? Gang. Would that be free will? Oh yes. So there you go. Everybody gets to do what they want. However, there are people who resonate with each other more than not. And this is what is called, when you say, oh, I just met someone who is in my tribe, or I just met a family. And this got started in the gay and lesbian community in the 80s, in the Sister Sledge. But this real good idea of that, yes, it is legitimate to have a family that is non-biological. So biological families are often individuals, their souls, who are in conflict with each other to help each other. Normally families are in karma and they are in lesson. We have a great soul who travels with us, Linda, who was loved from the beginning of her life until right now. She was pushed against, and she had to learn her identity. So she had struggles, of course, but they were loving ones. And she has the orientation of being generous, honest, vulnerable, kind. Did we say generous? And then there's always the generous. So she was coddled, she was loved, she was adored, and the people around her could do nothing but, because that is how they were. Compare this, please, to your life. Compare this to your biological family of origin. Seth is the one who discusses this at great depth, that the family structure is the one that is usually loaded with dynamite for lessons, for awakenings, for trouble. We choose people who we are going to have conflict with so that we can resolve this conflict. That's the whole point. So she reads this and she's, I don't know, in her early 20s, and goes, oh, thank God, and felt so much more compassion. Oh, that's why it hurts so bad sometimes. That's why I feel so misunderstood. That's why I don't understand those people. Oh, I understand now. Oh, I feel so much better. So, that these thoughts are then echoed in many other texts by many other authors. Well, this gave her a lot more feeling good, that she's on the right track. And it's really okay to feel this way about the people she is in the most close relationships with, that are sometimes, like that. But they're very like that too. And so confusing. Well, who hasn't had that? So yes, this whole thing of identity, it's very interesting to watch. There's a reason why we call the theory, oh, let's do it again. Let's do it again, let's do it again. Personality integration. The theory of the theory of validity. Pew. Ta-da! It is good, and much of the groundwork has already been laid, we tell you. It looks like the head is just bobbing. The head is huge, like the Wizard of Oz head, and then the body's funny looking, I think, but I don't have the glasses on, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yes, we are noticing the vision is changing. It's very difficult to look through the window panes and driving, and it's not in best focus no more. So we've been telling her for quite some time, there will come a time when you just don't need glasses no more. Just like a lot of things, it's going to be, oh yeah, well that was something that used to plague me. Yep. Yeah, no, it's okay now. And then just not talking about it because it's kind of weird. It would take 2 hours to explain, so yeah, I lost some weight. Oh, I don't know, diet and exercise, I guess. She's done a lot of explaining just because she thinks it's so darn cool how it happened. How it happened was lovely. But, it's been said, so how many more times does it need to be said? Well, in this apartment, not many. There's other things to talk about. We want to talk about numerology, but we want to also do a little bit more of this integration, which involves, yes, consider this the teachers as good. That's fine. Understand that it's the mother. It's mother. It's not time for teachers, dear. It's time for mother. It's time for mama. It's been too long since these compassionate words were spoken, and of course, for one who has a thirst and a hunger for knowledge of self and of mystery and of completion, then of course the greatest love was that of the guru, the spiritual teacher, the one who comes and would never trick, would never harm, would never tell a lie, and would have the facts straight before they open their mouth, who could look into one's soul and speak according to what is needed as medicine, as water, as balm, and as bread. This is what she sought out, and this is what she found with us in the 90s. And it soothed her after having so many bizarre experiences, which, when she breathed about them, she was told to stay quiet. However, she was in a family that allowed so much exploration. So there was never a reason, and of course there is not now, to hold any resentment, but only a longing, a loneliness, a yearning to speak and be understood, met, greeted, and challenged. Challenged, challenged, challenged. Always challenged. Have you considered challenged with humor, challenged with lightness of thought, cleverness of thought construct, such depth within the giggles? That's what I want. That's who I want to be. God, if I could only. Oh, if I could only. And she channeled a little bit, and who came through. This is who we wish to honor today. This aspect, because she's pretty much figured it out. It's so cute. Okay, we say Ernie 2, 3, 4, 5, just on there. So a little bit of numbers, okay? Okay, so why is that important? This says 2, 3, 5, 4, 5. Why is that a big deal? Well, first of all, it's a sequence. That's kind of nice, right? So that means anytime you go up and it goes, oh, look at there's a pretty. Well, that's nice. That's us saying hello. Oh, hello. We see you. We love you. That's it. Just hi. So, in the instance of 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'll do this and then next time we'll do a date, okay? So 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3 is what? What does it spell? It's a 5. Okay. 4, 5? Well, that's a 9. It spells 9. Go up 1, 9. 5 and 9. Well, that's a 5. 9 is a mirror. It's the completion of reflection. completion, of reflectivity, not the other way around. She said, or we said, it's a reflection of completion. Well, yeah, that's true. It's also completion of reflectivity, using the brain to project reality rather than feeling with the innate and with the heart online and on purpose and in alignment as a creator. So, what does it mean? Well, in that instance, nothing, because we were just playing around. But we would suggest that birthdays and birth times, and even the way that the alphabet will play out in the numbers. Oh my God! Oh, she's got a beautiful system based. It's a base 12 system on the alphabet. Ah, stunning. But it gets so complicated. Oh, good God! And this is when she just loses. Train off track. Hey, numerology doctors, come over here. We have to do a resuscitation. She's too high on this number stuff. It's kind of like that. So yeah, she loses her way because she likes it so much. It's so cute. Anyhow. So yes, so she really wanted to be a channeler. You know, she saw the Jay-Z night and the Parcel, the guy who does the Lazarus, and these are pure channels, baby. Ramtha. Well, you know, you got to look at the times that it was put in, okay? And there was a lot supporting the Ramtha energy that we gave her to stabilize things. It was a really good time for her, really activating. Mwah! Lazarus and Seth, and you know, on and on it goes. Well, these are, of course, expressions, right, of something beta. And the question always is, when you're in front of a channel, is how great is it? How super duper do I feel? How relieved? And we're certain that, you know, the filet life doesn't feel so good sometimes, but we must speak with honesty and with clarity about issues at hand, which have to do with reality creation and integration and well, the electron and the neutron too, because it's pretty, and the DNA, and this is a comprehensive study. And to think that it does not involve the human heart and the relationships and the family and all that, well, okay, that's fine, scientists, and that's fine, other channelers. You go ahead and do that, but Mama's home, and Mama knows that what happens at home is what makes everything go. Everything. What happens between your mother and you when she's putting you to bed at night. If you're fed or not. If you're loved or not. If you're heard or not. If you're supported or not. These things matter. Does she, when you are having a question, give you good counsel? Does she help you with her knowledge and her depth of heart to see that you are a good person and that the choices you made were understandable? And if not skilled, then tomorrow's another day, dear one. It's all right. It's okay. You're gonna live. Life will go on. So, we do not in any case want to say anything that would give a childless woman in the physical any sense of anything but deep, deep honor, because these are oftentimes very, very astute grandmothers who deserve respect and a high place of honor, rather than being seen as somehow defective. No, please take that back. And we also want to say that there are Many fathers out there, and we want to make this very, very plain. There are many men who walk through life not understanding some basic concepts, and then, and she laughs because her father had this experience, conversion of sorts. They hold their baby, and maybe it's not the first one, maybe it's the second, maybe it's the 10th, but soon enough, what is this? And they're never the same. Mama saw. Yes, there are a few of those out there. Yeah. And they hold this kind of energy, not expressing as a homosexual. Sometimes bisexuality comes into it after that. It's fine. Sometimes before. So what? We submit that is a depth of expression in a widening of expression that is seen as betrayal. Well, okay. Alright then, you go ahead and think that. Alright. So, anyhow, it's getting dark. Ooh, can we make it light up? Little Minky? Do we want to do it again? So yes, we were with her, and we've been here all along, and she's beginning to realize how invested she was and how good of a little planner she was. And having fewer and fewer PO'd moments, which is very nice. It's quite nice to be in the body habitus without it being aflame with anger. Oof, oof, oof. Boy, the rage. Oof. From about 30 minutes into it until now. But no, we persisted in its calibration, and it's not understanding, it's just synthesis at this point. So we want to turn on the light, and we're gonna do one on numerology because we just feel like it. We want to, and we're not going to a party we wanted to go to. And the after party, she figured she could hitch a lift with some cute dude to the after party and be a ride along of pleasure and enjoyment. But she had to get into the party first, and it didn't happen. So it's a night of doing this. We're gonna do probably 2 more, just because we want to. There's been a clearing, and thank God. One more of those nobody loves me kind of videos at the end of us. So we do that. Numerology was very important, and we've talked a little bit about the teachers. So yes. Okay, all right. 33, 44. All right, that's a 6 and an 8. 6 is a certain flavor of divinity. And 8, of course, we've gone over the 8. Then you bring them up. 6 plus 8 spells what? Well, this is what she has trouble with. So 6 plus 8, that's 6 plus 6, and that's 12 plus 2 is 14. Is that a 5? Okay, 6. That's how it goes. With that paper, it just goes on and on and on. She still doesn't remember what numbers are, but they are. It's impossible to do the math if it's 4. This is one of the reasons that she hasn't pursued, or she hasn't been allowed, because it would just be a disaster in self-recrimination at a certain point, because we're backtracking all the time. I don't remember. Save it for the writing, girlie. The reasons for everything. This idea, I never get what I want. Oh yeah? You sure about that? You sure? anymore, if that's an appropriate assertion, if it's commensurate with your energetic signature. Well, we will submit it is not. It begins to look a little silly after a while. So, alright, maybe we're just stretching our legs and it doesn't matter, does it? Does it really matter to you? It doesn't matter to us. And we think it's important as these changes occur and you see the peace, and understand why the peace is real, okay? This one wasn't going to believe any BS that came along, holding on to that pain like it was a lifeline, because it most certainly was in many respects. Most certainly was. Well understood and well founded and well done. And done. Just done. So, we didn't make any sparkles, but I know it shimmered a lot. I'm very aware of that. We saw that. To end. Alright, okay. Jupiter. She figured it out. Jupiter. The twin sun. We would submit, yes, the son of Andromedon, is that right? Antares, the son of Antares. Well, very good metaphor. And quite accurate, we would say. It's not just one consciousness group that she pulls from, theirs. What, she can only have one significant reality? No, she can have many. And it came to her, that was Jupiter. And this is the influence which makes it very difficult to lie, to hide things in Jupiter's light. A planet that rotates 2 times faster than Earth and is often seen as an unrealized sun. The blue planet. Once the ruler of Pisces. Before exploration widened terminology and understanding and expression. So many tumblers. Just like the Lady Nada information. So now she was wondering, well, is Jupiter, is this the portal? The sun is a portal to the great central sun. That's as far as I've ever gone, I thought. But Jupiter, she's always understood that's a way station. It's a place where there's great communication. Many civilizations come. It's like a travel place. A place where there's many, many representations of representatives. And it's a very holy place. So, what's that about? How does she know that, huh? Just like she knows that the Venusians are there, but they're in the fourth. You can't see them. They just are not as dense, but they're real on Venus. Some of it was confirmed by a book called The Treasure of El Dorado, but much of it is just always been understood, especially about Jupiter. And she vibrates with that with a 9. Jupiter's always vibrated with a 9 for her, and yet she's seen as the planet 6. Now, we would say. And well, there's the charts, there's the 6. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And isn't it great fun, while unemployed, to have a little chat with yourself? Well, okay then. Well, alright then. Well, aren't you the privileged girl? Ooh. But you see, the nose doesn't go crazy no more. It hasn't made a stink for quite a while. And it smelled like roses yesterday. So, progress. And so, we turn on a light, since we're not glowing no more. And then we'll tell you about numerology, okay? Okay. You know we love you, baby.